Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to process images that we have taken at the TSO Observatory. This can also be generalized for processing images taken everywhere else, but this guide will be rather specific to the observatory. So any additional information should be taken with a grain of salt. First things first, this software that I currently have open is called Pixinsight. It's an object-based software. I highly recommend looking at the website in order to learn a lot more about the software. There's a lot more to the software than what I'm just showing you today, but hopefully we are getting through the bare minimum in order to actually process an image and have something pretty for your first go around. This guide is also designed to be paused whenever you wish, so feel free to pause and resume whenever you want. And you should not expect images to always come out perfect when you first follow the guide. It will sometimes require just some finagling on your part. Okay, so we're going to start off and we're going to learn a lot about this as we go along the way. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come over here to this tab called Process Explorer. Just going to hover over it. And we are going to find what is kind of called weighted batch pre-processing. So this is how we do most of our pre-processing. So we're just going in order to get our images. So this is how we get from our raw images in order to our calibrated images so that we can finish them up in the software. So we're going to open it up. It might take a bit. Okay. So this is weighted batch pre-processing. It will most likely have a master bias, a master dark, flat, and then your flats. If you take images on a new night, you should import your new flats into here, and you're going to do that by using a plus directory file, and then selecting a folder that has all of your flats from that night in it. Your bias and your dark really should not change often. You should update them when you take new ones, again by using the plus directory. The masters here are just because I've run it before. Once you run it once, it'll create the masters, and then you can use it the rest of the times, and you don't have to add each individual file. But what you should then do is you should go to plus directory. I do not think it will actually, oh, it does show up on the recording. Oh, that's nice. What you're going to want to do is, in this case, I have the files over here. And so you're going to go to files. And then in this case, we're going to be working on IC443 is our example image. So I would then, I would select IC443, press open. It's going to open all these in the background over here. Look at that. So they're all in there. The next important thing to do, so firstly, you should clear anything in here. The next important thing to do is you're going to go to this output directory. You're going to make a new folder. In this case, I'm going to use an old folder because I've done this before. Again, IC443. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to go new folder, call it WBPP. In this case, I've done it before. I'm going to call it WBPP2. We're just going to press create and then open, and it'll save it to there. We then want to go over here to lights, go to Astromech solution, this little gear, open it up, press search, and then again you're going to type in your identifiers. In this case, IC443, press search, give it a second, it's going to pull it up, click on usually the first result, whatever looks right, you'll get it close enough, press OK. And then you're going to go to your pipeline, make sure all 5 of these are checked. You should have calibration steps here, linear defects correction, measurements, bad frame rejection, reference frame, then registration, L1 reference generation, local normalization, integration, autocrop, and then astrometric solution at the end. Small note here, you will have extra calibration if you have not processed your flats yet. How it works is your flats talk to your, they use your biases to calculate them, and your lights use your darks. So remember light and dark, you can remember it because they're opposite, and then your flats will use the bias because you can remember because they're other two. So your bias calibrate your flats, and then your flats calibrate your lights, and your darks calibrate your lights, and they all work together. You're going to pipeline. You're then going to press this diagnostics key here. You should have pretty much nothing come up. If there's a purple image saying check file length, you can ignore that. It will never be an issue. You're going to see that it will take quite a bit of space, 4 gigabytes. And so you want to make sure that you have the appropriate space on your computer. This should not be an issue, as there's plenty of storage on the computer that you will be using in the observatory, but just in case. I'm going to press OK, and you're going to press run down here. Again, it's going to give you the diagnostic messages again, and then you're going to press continue. What you're going to notice here is that you get this execution monitor, and off to the side over here, you will see, once it starts, so it's calibrating right now, you will see it essentially giving you the log of every single thing that it's doing behind all of these, because it is essentially taking all of the images, adding them up together, and calibrating them. It can take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes, just depending on how much you have to calibrate, how noisy the images are, just on a whole bunch of things. So in general, this is all going to come through, and then we're going to jump back in when we get to the astrometric solution, because there might be an issue that is common that will crop up that we just have to address. Okay, so in this case, it is actually correctly solving the images, which does not always happen. My warning for this is that if it does not work, it will pop up this big screen, and it will say astrometric image solver. If you do that, just refer to the future video when we get to this plate solving step down here, as for instructions on to how to do that. But it seems that we're actually just going to be working today, so that is nice. Cool, so once it's done, it'll pop up this. It'll tell you that it was executed in this much time. Just press done. It's going to pull up a report. You're going to want to save this report. Just save it as whatever it asks. Save, and then done. And then you're done. And then it'll pop this back up. My recommendation is, while you're still here, you go back over to lights, press clear, so that it readies it for the next time, then exit. And then that is you done with pre-processing.